Alright, so I just got feedback from the client. I sent them that first cut, and they sent me back a few small edits they wanted me to do. So I'm just going to take you through the process of how I would take their feedback and then send them the final videos. So they said, we like to have a voiceover, so they've attached a list of features that we can use for that. So if they don't send you a list of features, make sure you ask them to say, okay, we'll do a voiceover, but you got to give me a list of the features and what you want me to say about them. So I send this list that you see here to Dallin Wright, who does all my voiceover work. I actually have him script it and write it, and I pay him about $200 or $300 to do that. Otherwise, you'd have to script it yourself or hire someone else to script it, and then you can go to something like voices.com, or I think it's voices123.com, and you can hire people for about $100 per project to voice over a script for you. You send them the script, they send you back a voice recording. You pick which of the various people who tried out for it, the voice you like, and then you send it, you put it in your edit, send it to client, you pay them. So that's one option, or I'll give you contact info to hire Dallin, or find somebody or do it yourself if you're a talented voice-over person and scripter. Personally, it's not my forte, so I have Dallin do that. So that was our first change. They said we do want a voiceover, so we'll be putting that in. But before that, they said we want to hear another song option or two. Now, I personally liked the song I chose, and this is the first time they've questioned my music choice. So I was a little bit surprised. Even though you're the creative, you have to be willing to budge. And so I sent them 3 or 4 different songs and said, here's a few other options. They picked one, and so we're now going to re-edit the whole video to a new song, and I'm going to show you how quickly and easily you can do that. And the last thing they said is there seemed to be a bit of haze in the very last shot. That's because there's a bunch of fires happening down in Orem right now, so it was super hazy looking. So they said instead of using that final shot, which personally I thought that was an awesome shot, but again, you got to please the client, even though creatively you may not like their decisions. They said, can you just put in reverse the first shot so it's pulling out at the end? And I said, sure. Personally, I think there's more haze in the first shot than there is the last shot here, but gotta listen to what they want. So I'm gonna just copy and paste that first clip. We'll put it on the very end here, and then I'm going to reverse it. And let's see how far out we want to go. So the shot only goes to about right there before I stop my motion. So that's as far as we can go. So we'll make that the end. Let's see how far in I push. So we'll start at about right there, but it doesn't cover as much space as I hoped it would. So it's at 200% right now. I'll just bring it back down to 100% and let that be a little bit slower of an outro. Okay, so that's the one change they wanted as far as the edit goes, but they also wanted the entire music changed. So I'm just gonna leave that music track there in case we want to go back to it, but I'm just gonna push V and that will disable it, and then I'm going to put a new music track down here at the bottom. But before we start making all these new changes, I like to come up here to File, Save As, and we'll do Orem Real Estate New Music, so that if I ever want to go back to the old edit to the old music, I have that as well. You're not copying over that original edit. And now we're going to pull in the song they chose, Hope of Men by the Way May. This is an awesome one. I highly recommend for real estate videos. I believe I've used it before. And we're just going to create a new audio line here and stick that at the very bottom. Now you see that the song is about 4 minutes long. We want it to match as well as we can our current edit that's at about 240. So I'm going to listen back to the song and figure out how we can chop it, cut it down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds, or at least close to that, so we don't have to alter the edit too much. So I'm going to start it right there. So we need to cut off about a minute. So on this, we're going to cut to the next, about right there. Just going to shorten this down a little bit. So I'm cutting in, if you know music, they usually go in beats of 4. Cut out about 8 beats. And then I try and seam those together as well as I can. actually cut that down even more. I try and cut out the softer parts. So on that downbeat, we'll try and hook it up with this guy. Actually going to put on its own separate line, overlap them, see how they sound going at the same time. Pretty good. Fade that out over more time here. Yeah, so those are kind of unique parts of the song, so they don't go together real well, but so what I might do, because this part's kind of boring, I might just take that part and squeeze it over to the other part of this song that sounds like it. So right there comes down on a similar beat to this one. So let's squeeze those together, fade them in and out, see how they sound. And you can see here where the beats kind of match up. See how those beats are kind of matched up there. See, now they're perfectly matched up, those two lines right there. So if you do that, if you overlap the music, you can kind of see patterns in the music where they match up well. And then we'll fade those in and out to kind of help them seamlessly go into each other. That's nicer. So the song's going to be ending about right here. And we're still about 40 minutes too soon. So we're going to duplicate some of these parts in here. Right there. So I'm just going to copy and paste this guy now, and that should go in pretty seamlessly there. Let's try that. A little abrupt, so we'll extend that a little bit. Okay, good. And now we're at about 220. So I could do that one more time, and that's going to get me about the right time frame here. So let's find this new point in that song, that same point. Right there. Duplicate this guy one more time, extend him out, and now he's ending about the same place as our last one. Come into here, make sure those line up nice, looks good. Fade those into each other, see how it sounds. Okay, very nice. And then we end. Okay, so that is how I would chop up the music, just finding repetitive parts of the songs that you can stack over top each other to extend it, and chopping out some of the little more boring parts of the song. So now we're going to re-edit to our new song. It's about the same length, and here we go. And sometimes I like to start on a hard cut, sometimes I like to fade it in. With this specific song, I think we're going to fade in this first clip. And now I got to turn down my sound design because this song's a little bit quieter. And a little bit more. Even a little more. So now we're going to be editing to a new beat, which means some of the clips are going to be longer or shorter. And we just got to kind of play that out as we go. Again, turn this sound down. That needs to come way down as well. So right there, so you're seeing the clips are quite a bit longer, which means we're probably gonna have to cut some clips out or start shortening them later on the edit to be able to fit all the same clips in there. Turn that down a little more. So now we can start picking up the speed of the cuts a little bit more. And for the more important shots, we'll make those ones longer. So you see our beats are pretty different than the last song as far as how long the clips should be. So we're either making them quite a bit longer or quite a bit shorter. So the more important parts of the house will keep long or make longer, and the less important parts will keep short. You don't have to edit right on the beats like this. I personally like to. Makes the edits feel nicer, cleaner. Scoot these over, make room, make these shorter. Oh, don't want that audio in there. Should only take about 10 minutes to do the whole video. Kind of want that to be a longer clip here. Now we'll keep it short. I'm thinking of the voiceover now, and I'm thinking, you know, we're probably not going to be on that very long. Just gonna make this whole thing faster. Originally I'd bed ramp that. Now we're going to just go 200%. We might just cut one of these bathrooms out to save space. Change the speed ramp to happen a little sooner. Very nice. So we're shortening down these amenities quite a bit, which means we might end up shortening the song as a whole. Oh, got one more amenity here before we come back home. Maybe make some of these longer to fit the song. Lengthen those out. And this will be the final shot. There. End it right there. And let's see how that looks. Fade that out. Put our branding on there. So we have one more clip to throw in to fit that little gap there. Save it down. So there you have it, guys. That is how I re-edit to a new song. So then I'll send that edit to Dallin, who does my voiceover stuff, along with this sheet here, and I'll just forward that along, and I'll say down to write me a quick script and voice over for this real estate video. If so, I got 300 bones for you, and here is the cut of the edit. So now, and then I will send that to Dallin, and once he writes the voiceover, I'll just stick it right in there, and he'll usually voice it over to match what the images are, but sometimes he says I couldn't get this to match well, I have to change this clip and that clip to match my edit or my voiceover. So that's it, guys, for that round 2. We'll come back once Dallin has sent me that voiceover and show you me putting that in and sending off the final video to client. All right, guys, final step in the editing process of a real estate video. I sent Dallin Wright that list of features the client wants. But so Dallin sent me 2 different versions of the voiceover. He did one slower version and one faster version. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the faster version, and I'm just gonna put it right in here over top of our old song. And then I just start splicing to the visuals to match up what he's saying.
Welcome to 13 South 1140 East, Orem, Utah. Conveniently located in the Berkshires.
You notice his voice is way too loud, so we're going to bring that down. And this is honestly just by ear. I'm gauging how loud is the music versus how loud is his voice.
91 South 1140 East, Orem, Utah. Conveniently located in the Berkshires.
Yeah, so he's attempted to voice it over according to my edit. That's what I love about him, is I don't have to change much of the edit here.
This spectacular sunlit home is 14,443 square feet, and every inch is rich with detail and elegance.
So the music kind of picked up a little bit here, so I'm actually gonna boost up the volume just a tad, maybe a decibel.
Valley. This spectacular sunlit home is 14,443 square feet, and every inch is rich with detail and elegance. Complete with earth-tone granite countertops, this wide-open kitchen is perfectly paired with a beautiful...
So what I might do also, instead of raising the voiceover, I might just bring down the music a little bit. Most music is going to be dynamic, meaning it has points that are lower and higher in volume. So we might grab this, keyframe it, and just slowly bring it down over time. We'll see how that starts to sound.
43 square feet, and every inch is rich with detail and elegance. Complete with earth-tone granite countertops, this wide-open kitchen is perfectly paired with a beautiful butler pantry, making entertaining easier than ever. And when dinner is done,
we just got to cut out his little mistakes here.
Easier than ever. And when dinner is done,
a little bit too much space in there.
Than ever. And when dinner is done, there are plenty of cozy spots to come together and enjoy the company of family and friends. And you'll look forward to when it's time for a private retreat in your master bedroom that boasts a private patio and a spa quality.
So we're a little bit ahead on the voiceover. We want it to match up as well as we can.
Pantry, making entertaining easier than ever. And when dinner is done,
so we'll space that out a little bit more.
And when dinner is done, there are plenty of cozy spots to come together and enjoy the company of family and friends. And you'll look forward to when it's time for a private retreat in your master bedroom that boasts a private patio and a spa-quality bathroom suite with large showers and...
A little bit ahead here. Space that out a little more. Space that out a little more.
And you'll look forward to when it's time for a private retreat in your master bedroom that boasts a private patio and a spa-quality bathroom suite with large showers and even a sauna. Whether you
stretch this out. Now I could match this up perfectly with each clip. I just don't like too much space in between each.
And you'll look forward to when it's time for a private retreat.
Music's still a little bit too loud. We don't want it to overpower. The voice is more important than the music.
And you'll look forward to when it's time for a private retreat in your master bedroom that boasts a private patio and a spa-quality bathroom suite with large showers and even a sauna.
So you see how it kind of feels a little unnatural to split up some of these sentences. So I'm gonna just squeeze this together.
And a spa-quality bathroom suite with large showers and even a sauna. Whether you need a space for work or relaxation, you'll be sure to find a special spot. Whether you need space for work or relaxation, you'll be sure to find a special spot for all of your everyday needs.
A little bit loud. See the music picked up right there. Bring that down.
You'll be sure to find a special spot for all of your everyday needs. And with this 8-bedroom, 10-bathroom estate, not only will your needs be met, but also those of family, friends, or guests.
Gotta lower this. So this was at -9 dB, so we're gonna bring this down to -9 as well.
Your needs be met, but also those of family, friends, or guests with these exquisite bathroom and bedroom suites.
I'm gonna lower this even more. So we're gonna leave a big space here. Client might ask and say, hey, can you have more voiceover in there? But this should be good. If it's okay to have spaces where there's no voiceover. He mentions that there's, 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms or whatever. And so it's okay to have a space where then you just show that without having to give specific details about each.
And when it's time to come together.
Yeah, music too loud. It just keeps picking up. It's a dynamic song, and that's good for some things, but for voiceover stuff, you want to limit how loud that.
And when it's time to come together, there are plenty of fun activities in the basement, with its own full kitchen, living room, game room, home gym, and of course, your very own luxury theater. And the Riverside Country Club, conveniently located in your backyard, complete with this gorgeous water park oasis. Conveniently located in your backyard, complete with this gorgeous water park oasis, and even the shops at River Woods, you'll find it hard to ever want to go inside. And with nearly 1.5 acres of land, you'll find plenty of room for outdoor activities right in your very own backyard, like playing bocce ball on your private. This fully landscaped masterpiece is the quintessential home for entertaining and luxury living, all in Orem, Utah.
Now our sound effects are too loud. Actually, let's bring the music back up here. Now that he's done talking. So there you have it. We'll watch it through one time and make sure I like everything.
Welcome to 1391 South, 1140 East, Orem, Utah. Conveniently located in the Berkshires, one of the most sought-after private communities in Utah Valley. This spectacular sunlit home is 14,443 square feet, and every inch is rich with detail and elegance. Complete with earth-tone granite countertops, this wide-open kitchen is perfectly paired with a beautiful butler pantry, making entertaining easier than ever. And when dinner is done, there are plenty of cozy spots to come together and enjoy the company of family and friends. And you'll look forward to when it's time for a private retreat in your master bedroom that boasts a private patio and a spa-quality bathroom suite with large showers and even a sauna. Whether you need space for work or relaxation, you'll be sure to find a special spot for all of your everyday needs. And with this 8-bedroom, 10-bathroom estate, not only will your needs be met, but also those of family, friends, or guests with these exquisite bathroom and bedroom suites. And when it's time to come together, there are plenty of fun activities in the basement, with its own full kitchen, living room, game room, home gym, and of course, your very own luxury theater. But with the unobstructed, breathtaking views of the Wasatch Mountains and the Riverside Country Club, conveniently located in your backyard, complete with this gorgeous water park oasis, and even the shops at River Woods, you'll find it hard to ever want to go inside. And with nearly 1 acre...
The water park oasis doesn't really match up. He was supposed to talk about Sundance and Provo River. But unless the client says, hey, make sure you voice over that part, I'm just going to send it to the client like this. He might come back and say, add this to the voiceover. I tell Dallin, he sends that little piece and I plug that in. But other than that, this looks pretty much
Of land, you'll find plenty of room for outdoor activities right in your very own backyard. And whether outside or inside the home, you can't miss the attention to detail and design all over the house. This fully landscaped masterpiece is the quintessential home for entertaining and luxury living, all in Orem, Utah.
There you have it, guys. That is how you put together a real estate video from beginning to end. As you saw, I did 3 different cuts. First cut took about 3 hours, 2.5 hours. Second cut took about 45 minutes, and this last piece I've done in about 15 minutes. So only about 4 hours total of editing, 4 to 5 hours, and that's kind of what I plan on, is about 5 hours, and that's why I charge $500, $100 per hour. Give myself a little bit of space on the end there, so I never actually reach my 5 hours, but if they come back with more edits and more edits, I've given myself some leeway there to make sure my time is paid for in case they do. So I like to price it out, like I said, giving myself a cushion so that in case there are more revisions than I had initially thought, that I'm making sure I'm getting paid for it up front instead of having to penny pinch at the end and tell them, oh, but you know, you did this, so I got to charge you $50 more. Again, I just think that's a better way to work with clients, keep them happy, work on the relationship versus the per project, getting your every penny. All about relationship, guys. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new about how to edit real estate videos. If you have any further questions for me, please let me know.